Emergency alert. Your spiritual protection is about to collapse. This isn't just another week. It's a spiritual tipping point, a moment where unseen forces are gaining unprecedented access. Are you truly safe? The veil is thinning, but this time it's different. The usual advice won't cut it. Current astrological alignments are creating unprecedented vulnerabilities in your spiritual defenses, leaving you open to negative energies and influences you never anticipated. The walls between worlds have begun to crumble, and if you aren't ready, you may be in for a rude awakening. Have you been feeling unusually drained, like your energy is being siphoned away by unknown sources? Are nightmares becoming more vivid, filled with unsettling imagery and lingering dread? Perhaps you've noticed an increase in negative thoughts, anxieties, or a general sense of unease that you can't quite shake off. These are not mere coincidences. They are warning signs, signals that your spiritual defenses are weakening and that you're becoming increasingly susceptible to unseen forces. Chronic stress weakens your auric field, making you a beacon for negative entities. The more stressed you are, the more vulnerable you become to psychic attacks and energy drain. The relentless demands of modern life, coupled with unresolved emotional baggage, create cracks in your energetic armor, allowing negativity to seep in and take hold. This can lead to a downward spiral, where increased stress further weakens your defenses, making you even more susceptible to negative influences. The simple truth is that if you don't actively manage your stress levels, you're inadvertently leaving the door open for spiritual intrusion. The approaching Saturn-Neptune square is blurring boundaries, making it harder to discern truth from illusion and creating opportunities for psychic manipulation. This celestial event is amplifying deception, confusion, and the potential for misinterpretation, making it easier for negative energies to latch onto your thoughts and emotions. This means that it is becoming even more critical to have firm boundaries, protect your energy, and stay grounded. This is a time of amplified deception, which can be very dangerous. Your spiritual protection isn't just some woo-woo concept. It's the foundation of your inner peace, your mental clarity, and your ability to navigate life's challenges with resilience. It's the energetic boundary that shields you from negativity, allowing you to maintain your emotional equilibrium and stay connected to your higher self. Without this shield, you become vulnerable to the whims of external forces, tossed about by emotional storms and susceptible to manipulation. Without adequate protection, you're not just feeling a little off. You're risking your emotional stability, your mental clarity, and your connection to your higher self. You're opening yourself up to increased anxiety, depression, and a general sense of disconnect from your purpose and joy. This lack of protection can manifest as chronic fatigue, unexplained physical ailments, and a persistent feeling of being overwhelmed by life's challenges. When your spiritual defenses are down, you're essentially navigating life blindfolded, vulnerable to unseen dangers lurking in the shadows. Most people are walking around completely exposed, oblivious to the energetic forces at play. They don't realize how easily their energy can be drained or manipulated by external influences. They're unaware of the subtle signs of psychic attack or the presence of entities feeding off their negative emotions. This ignorance leaves them defenseless, vulnerable to a constant barrage of negativity that slowly erodes their well-being. The vast majority remain oblivious to the unseen battles raging around them and within them, and this makes them easy targets, but you're not powerless. There are steps you can take, techniques you can learn to fortify your defenses and reclaim your inner sanctuary. You have the ability to create a powerful shield of protection around yourself, to repel negative energies, and to maintain your spiritual sovereignty. This isn't about living in fear. It's about empowering yourself with the knowledge and tools to navigate the energetic landscape with confidence and resilience. It's important to realize that the ability to protect yourself is already within you, and you simply need the right guidance to unlock it. Think of your auric field as an energetic bubble surrounding your body. It's your first line of defense against negativity, but it's not impenetrable. Stress, negative emotions, and environmental toxins can create cracks in your armor, allowing negative energies to seep in and wreak havoc. A strong auric field is vibrant and resilient, repelling negativity and maintaining your energetic integrity. A weak auric field, on the other hand, is porous and vulnerable, leaving you exposed to a wide range of negative influences. Regular self-care, emotional processing, and spiritual practices can help strengthen and maintain a healthy auric field. Psychic attacks aren't always conscious. Someone harboring resentment towards you can unintentionally project negative energy that weakens your spiritual defenses. These attacks can manifest as sudden feelings of anxiety, unexplained fatigue, or a sense of being watched. It's important to remember that you have the power to shield yourself from these projections, regardless of their source. By setting clear energetic boundaries and practicing regular energy clearing techniques, you can create a protective barrier that deflects negative intentions. Where there is low vibration, there can be attachment. These are not always malevolent, but they will drain your energy. Entities are drawn to individuals with weakened energy fields, feeding off their negative emotions and exacerbating their vulnerabilities. These attachments can manifest as sudden mood swings, obsessive thoughts, or a feeling of being controlled by an external force. While not all entities are inherently harmful, their presence can disrupt your energetic balance and hinder your spiritual growth. It's important to maintain a high vibration to avoid becoming a target for these energy-draining entities. Holding onto resentment creates energetic cords that allow others to drain your energy. The more resentment you hold, the more vulnerable you become to psychic vampirism. These energetic cords act as pathways through which your life force can be siphoned away, leaving you feeling depleted and emotionally exhausted. Forgiveness, on the other hand, severs these cords, freeing you from the energetic grip of others and restoring your vitality. The choice is yours. Hold onto the resentment and remain vulnerable, or release it and reclaim your power. Your own energy signature is what invites the forces to you. If you are in a negative state, you will invite negative attachments. Your energetic vibration acts as a magnet, attracting entities and influences that resonate with your dominant emotions and thoughts. By cultivating positive emotions, practicing gratitude, and focusing on uplifting thoughts, you can raise your vibration and create a powerful force field that repels negativity. Remember, you have the power to choose your energetic signature and attract positive experiences into your life. Are you actively protecting your energy on a daily basis? Are you aware of the subtle signs that your auric field is compromised? What are you doing to actively raise your vibration and maintain your spiritual well-being? These are critical questions to consider if you want to safeguard yourself from unseen threats and navigate the energetic landscape with confidence. The time to take action is now, before these vulnerabilities intensify and leave you exposed. What if the source of these attacks isn't what you think it is? What if there are unseen forces manipulating events behind the scenes, orchestrating chaos and discord to weaken humanity's collective consciousness? What if the real battle isn't against individual entities, but against a larger, more insidious force seeking to control and enslave humanity? These are unsettling questions, but they must be asked if we are to truly understand the nature of the threats we face. As we move closer to the full moon in sign Cancer, expect these vulnerabilities to intensify. But there are specific techniques you can use to shield yourself during this potent time, harnessing the moon's energy to amplify your protection and strengthen your spiritual defenses. This celestial event presents both a challenge and an opportunity, a chance to confront your fears, fortify your boundaries, and emerge stronger and more resilient than ever before. In this video, we're going to dive deep into powerful protection techniques that are simple enough for beginners, but effective enough for advanced practitioners. Plus, I'll show you ways to use crystals to create a personal matrix of protection, harnessing their unique energetic properties to amplify your shields and repel negativity. We'll also explore advanced visualization techniques, verbal affirmations, and grounding practices that will empower you to maintain your spiritual sovereignty. This is your ultimate guide to spiritual self-defense. Are you ready to handle who or what might be watching you? The answer might be simpler than you think. Keep watching. But what if the greatest threat to your spiritual protection isn't some external force, but your own internal landscape? What if the cracks in your auric shield are self-inflicted, born from the very emotions you struggle to control? This isn't about blame, it's about radical self-awareness. Are you ready to face the truth about your own vulnerabilities? Because the moment you do, you reclaim your power. Your negative emotions aren't just feelings, they're energetic wrecking balls tearing holes in your spiritual armor. Fear, for instance, constricts your energy flow, creating stagnant pockets that attract negative entities like moths to a flame. Imagine your auric field as a flowing river. Fear dams it up, creating a breeding ground for stagnation and vulnerability. Anger, on the other hand, acts like a corrosive acid, burning away the protective layers of your aura, leaving you raw and exposed. Resentment creates energetic cords, tethering you to past hurts and allowing others to siphon your energy. Guilt and shame weigh you down, lowering your vibration and making you an easy target for low-vibrational entities. Each of these emotions has a physiological impact as well. Fear triggers the release of cortisol, weakening your immune system, while chronic anger elevates blood pressure and increases the risk of heart disease. These physical manifestations are direct consequences of the energetic damage caused by unchecked negative emotions, proving how deeply intertwined your physical and spiritual well-being truly are. Self-neglect is another gaping hole in your spiritual defenses. Are you running on empty, sacrificing your well-being for the sake of productivity or pleasing others? Poor diet, lack of sleep, insufficient exercise, and neglecting time in nature all chip away at your energetic reserves, weakening your spiritual protection. Sleep deprivation, for example, lowers your vibrational frequency, making you more susceptible to interference from unseen forces. Imagine your energy field as a battery. Consistent self-neglect drains it, leaving you vulnerable to anything that comes your way. Without adequate rest and nourishment, your auric field becomes thin and porous, unable to effectively repel negative energies. Think of spending time in nature as recharging your spiritual batteries. The Earth's natural energy can revitalize your auric field, strengthening your defenses and restoring your sense of balance. Prioritizing self-care isn't selfish, it's essential for maintaining your spiritual integrity. Toxic relationships are spiritual minefields, draining your energy and leaving you vulnerable to psychic attacks. Energy vampires, manipulators, and narcissists are masters at siphoning your life force, leaving you feeling depleted, confused, and emotionally exhausted. Constant conflict creates energetic holes in your auric field, providing entry points for negative entities. These relationships often involve power imbalances, where one person consistently dominates and the other submits, creating an environment of energetic imbalance and vulnerability. Are you constantly walking on eggshells, afraid to express your true feelings for fear of triggering an argument? Are you constantly giving and receiving little or nothing in return? These are red flags signaling that you're in a toxic relationship that's compromising your spiritual well-being. Establishing clear boundaries, limiting contact, or even ending the relationship altogether may be necessary to protect your energy and reclaim your power. But there's a silent assailant attacking your spiritual field: technology. Excessive exposure to EMFs, electromagnetic fields, from electronic devices and the constant bombardment of digital information can disrupt your auric field and create vulnerabilities you never knew existed. EMFs interfere with your natural energetic rhythms, weakening your auric shield and making you more susceptible to negative influences. Staring at screens for hours on end overstimulates your nervous system and disrupts your sleep patterns, further compromising your spiritual defenses. The constant stream of information, often negative or fear-based, can overwhelm your mind and weaken your emotional resilience. Think of your electronic devices as energetic disruptors, constantly bombarding you with artificial frequencies that interfere with your natural vibrations. Reducing your exposure to EMFs, taking regular digital detoxes, and spending time in nature can help restore your energetic balance and strengthen your spiritual protection. Each weakness, from negative emotions to technological influences, makes you susceptible to specific unseen forces and attacks. Unchecked fear attracts fear-based entities, self-neglect invites energy drain, toxic relationships create openings for psychic vampirism, and EMF exposure weakens your auric shield, making you vulnerable to a host of negative influences. But remember, awareness is the first step towards empowerment. By identifying your vulnerabilities, you can take proactive steps to strengthen your defenses and reclaim your spiritual sovereignty. Now, let's delve deeper into the unseen forces that exploit these vulnerabilities. Negative thought forms, whether self-created or collectively generated, are like energetic parasites that latch onto and amplify negative emotions, further weakening your spiritual defenses. A single, fleeting thought of fear can attract more fear-based thoughts, creating a downward spiral that's difficult to escape. These thought forms feed off your energy, growing stronger with each negative thought, reinforcing the very emotions that created them in the first place. Are you aware of the constant stream of thoughts running through your mind? Are you actively choosing to cultivate positive, uplifting thoughts, or are you allowing negative thought forms to take root and control your emotional state? Psychic attacks aren't always intentional acts of malice. In fact, unintentional attacks are far more common. Envy, jealousy, or resentment can create energetic projectiles that penetrate a weakened auric field, causing sudden feelings of anxiety, fatigue, or a general sense of unease. A jealous colleague unconsciously sending negative energy your way can disrupt your focus and undermine your confidence. It's important to remember that you are not defenseless against these attacks. Visualizing a shield of protective light around yourself, setting clear energetic boundaries, and practicing regular energy clearing techniques can help deflect negative intentions and maintain your spiritual integrity. Entity attachments are another common, but often misunderstood, phenomenon. These unseen forces feed off of negative energy and influence your thoughts and emotions, often exacerbating your vulnerabilities. Low-vibrational entities are drawn to feelings of depression, addiction, or unresolved trauma, creating a symbiotic relationship where they feed off your negative emotions, and you become increasingly dependent on their presence. These attachments can manifest as sudden mood swings, obsessive thoughts, or a feeling of being controlled by an external force. While not all entities are inherently harmful, their presence can disrupt your energetic balance and hinder your spiritual growth. Raising your vibration, practicing forgiveness, and seeking the assistance of a qualified energy healer can help detach these entities and restore your energetic sovereignty. Even your living space can harbor negative energies that weaken your spiritual defenses. Geopathic stress, caused by underground water veins or geological faults, can negatively impact the energy of your home, creating an environment that drains your vitality and increases your vulnerability to unseen forces. Sleeping over a geopathic zone can lead to disrupted sleep, chronic fatigue, and increased susceptibility to illness. Addressing geopathic stress involves neutralizing the harmful energies with specific techniques such as dowsing, placing crystals, or consulting with a geomancy expert. Creating a harmonious and energetically balanced living space is essential for maintaining your spiritual well-being. And how do you shield yourself from these unseen forces? Visualization is a powerful tool. Imagine a brilliant white light surrounding you, deflecting any negativity. Use affirmations like, "I am protected," to reinforce your energetic boundaries. But these techniques are amplified by the cosmic weather. Mercury retrogrades, for example, can distort communication, leading to misunderstandings and increased susceptibility to psychic manipulation. During these periods, it's crucial to be extra mindful of your words and intentions, avoiding gossip and misunderstandings. Misinterpreting intentions or falling for hidden agendas becomes easier during this time. Eclipses can trigger emotional instability and amplify underlying vulnerabilities, making you more susceptible to negative influences. Suppressed emotions often resurface during eclipses, creating opportunities for healing, but also increasing the risk of being overwhelmed by negativity. Planetary alignments, especially squares and oppositions, can create energetic openings that can be exploited by unseen forces. Neptune aspects, in particular, can dissolve boundaries, making it harder to discern truth from illusion and increasing the risk of deception. Even solar flares can disrupt your auric field and increase your psychic sensitivity, making you more vulnerable to both positive and negative energies. You may experience increased dream activity, empathic overload, or heightened intuition during solar flares. Awareness of these transits allows you to anticipate vulnerabilities and prepare your defenses accordingly. You can use this knowledge to proactively shield yourself, knowing when you might be more susceptible to negative influences. Let's explore some simple yet powerful protection techniques. Grounding is essential for stabilizing your auric field and reducing vulnerability. Visualize roots extending from your feet deep into the earth, anchoring you to the present moment and drawing energy from the earth's core. Try this. Stand barefoot on the grass for a few minutes each day, feeling the connection to the earth. Visualization can create a protective shield of light. Imagine a bubble of golden light surrounding you, deflecting any negativity. Intention is key. Visualize the shield as strong and impenetrable. Affirmations reinforce your energetic boundaries. Repeat affirmations such as, "My energy is my own," or "I am surrounded by divine light" throughout the day. Set clear energetic boundaries in relationships and social interactions. Learn to say no without guilt or explanation, protecting your energy from being drained. Crystals can also be used for protection. Black tourmaline, amethyst, and clear quartz are powerful allies. Cleanse and charge them regularly, programming them with your intention. And remember, establishing a daily spiritual hygiene routine is essential. Incorporate grounding, visualization, and affirmations into your daily practice. Cultivate self-awareness and emotional regulation, identifying and addressing vulnerabilities as they arise. Cleanse your environment regularly, using smudging, sound healing, or salt lamps to remove negative energies. When feeling overwhelmed or vulnerable, seek support from trusted friends, family members, or spiritual practitioners. Remember, you are not alone on this journey, but there are even deeper levels of psychic protection. In our next video, we'll explore more advanced shielding techniques. What if you could master the ability to become invisible to negative entities? Subscribe to find out. But what if you could amplify these basic techniques, creating an impenetrable fortress around your spirit? Are you ready to move beyond the fundamentals and unlock truly advanced spiritual protection? It's time to evolve your practice, forging a connection with forces far greater than yourself, forces that have watched over humanity since the dawn of time. Let's begin by shielding with archetypes. Instead of simply visualizing white light, imagine calling upon the energy of Archangel Michael, the protector. Feel his powerful presence enveloping you, his sword of truth severing any energetic cords that bind you to negativity. This isn't just a visualization, it's an active invocation, a conscious connection with a divine force. Each archetype possesses unique qualities and protective abilities. Research deities or ascended masters that resonate with you, perhaps the fierce protection of Kali, the serene wisdom of Kuan Yin, or the unwavering strength of a totem animal. When you connect with an archetype, you're not just creating a shield, you're tapping into an ancient wellspring of power. Before visualizing, spend time researching the archetype you choose. Study their mythology, their symbols, and their associated qualities. The more deeply you connect with their essence, the more potent your protection will become. This isn't about blind faith, it's about informed intention and conscious alignment with energies that can amplify your spiritual defenses exponentially. By understanding their mythology, the intention behind your shield becomes much more defined. Next, we must look at energetic cord cutting. Are you still tethered to past relationships, draining situations, or toxic individuals? These energetic cords act as conduits for negativity, siphoning your energy and leaving you vulnerable to attack. A specific cord-cutting ritual can sever these ties, freeing you from unwanted influences. Light a candle, representing the divine light that guides and protects you. Visualize the cord connecting you to the person or situation you wish to release. With clear intention, imagine yourself cutting the cord with a sword of light, declaring your freedom and sovereignty. As you cut the cord, state aloud, I release all energetic ties to person/situation. I reclaim my energy and my power. Then, burn the cord, visualizing the smoke carrying away any residual negativity. Feel the lightness and freedom that comes with releasing these attachments. Cord cutting isn't about cutting someone out of your life completely. It's about severing the energetic ties that are draining or harmful, allowing you to move forward without being weighed down by the past. Beyond defense, there is offense. Psychic self-defense is about actively repelling intentional psychic attacks. What if someone is deliberately sending negative energy your way? The mirroring technique can turn their attack back on them, teaching them a valuable lesson about the consequences of their actions. When you sense a psychic attack, visualize a mirror in front of you, reflecting the negative energy back to the sender. This isn't about revenge, it's about self-protection and setting clear boundaries. State aloud, I return this energy to its sender with love and blessings. May they learn to use their power for good. This technique not only protects you, but also disrupts the attacker's negative intentions, forcing them to confront the consequences of their actions. Don't forget your dream state. The dream realm is a gateway to the subconscious, where you are particularly vulnerable to negative influences. Dream protection involves setting intentions before sleep, calling on dream guides for assistance, and using dream symbols for protection. Before you go to sleep, state aloud, I call upon my dream guides to protect me during my sleep. I set the intention to have peaceful and enlightening dreams. Visualize a protective shield surrounding your bed, keeping out any unwanted energies. If you experience nightmares or disturbing dreams, call upon your dream guides for assistance. Ask them to reveal the meaning of the dream and to help you resolve any underlying issues. Pay attention to dream symbols, as they can provide valuable insights into your vulnerabilities and how to protect yourself. The true power lies in pattern evolution. Combining these techniques creates a synergistic effect, resulting in stronger overall protection. Imagine visualizing Archangel Michael while cutting energetic cords, reinforcing your intention with affirmations of self-love and protection, and setting clear intentions for peaceful dreams. This layered approach creates an impenetrable fortress around your spirit, making you virtually invisible to negative entities. But who or what are these unseen forces? It's time for a deeper dive. Are you ready to confront the entities that lurk in the shadows, feeding off fear and exploiting vulnerabilities? Understanding the different types of entities and their motivations is crucial for effective spiritual protection. Elementals are nature's spirits, often mischievous but not inherently malevolent. Discarnate spirits are souls that have not yet transitioned to the afterlife, often confused or lost. Shadow entities are fragments of negative energy created by trauma, fear, or unresolved emotions. Thoughtform entities are created by repetitive negative thoughts, gaining strength with each repetition. Each type of entity interacts with human energy fields in different ways, requiring specific clearing techniques. Elementals are attracted to strong emotions, discarnate spirits seek connection, shadow entities feed off trauma, and thoughtform entities amplify negative thoughts. Recognizing the type of entity you're dealing with is the first step towards effective clearing. If dealing with elementals, gratitude and respect can create harmony. Discarnate spirits often need gentle guidance to move on. Shadow entities require healing and forgiveness. Thought-form entities need to be dissolved with positive affirmations and thought restructuring. How do you know if you have an entity attachment? The signs can be subtle but persistent. Sudden mood swings, unexplained physical ailments, intrusive thoughts, changes in personality, feeling drained or exhausted despite adequate rest. These are all red flags signaling a potential attachment. These attachments can manifest differently depending on the type of entity involved. A shadow entity might amplify feelings of depression or anxiety, while a discarnate spirit might cause sudden changes in personality. It's important to discern whether these symptoms are due to an entity attachment or other underlying issues. If you suspect an attachment, seeking the assistance of a qualified energy healer is crucial. Clearing techniques involve smudging with sage or Palo Santo, using sound healing with singing bowls or tuning forks, and calling on divine assistance through prayer or invocation. A specific ritual involves creating a sacred space, calling on your spirit guides and angels for protection, and visualizing a powerful white light filling your entire being. Then, state aloud, "I command all entities to leave my presence now. You have no power over me. I reclaim my sovereignty and my light." Smudge yourself and your living space with sage or Palo Santo, visualizing the smoke carrying away any negative energies. Use sound healing to break up any stagnant energy and restore harmony to your auric field. End the ritual with a prayer of gratitude and protection. What about past lives? Spiritual contracts are agreements made in past lives that can create ongoing energetic ties to certain entities or situations. These contracts can manifest as recurring patterns of negativity, relationship challenges, or financial difficulties. Identifying and dissolving these limiting contracts can free you from unwanted obligations and restore your spiritual freedom. This involves accessing your Akashic records through meditation or working with a qualified past life regression therapist. Once you identify a limiting contract, you can dissolve it by stating aloud, "I hereby dissolve all contracts and agreements that no longer serve my highest good. I reclaim my power and my freedom." Then visualize the contract dissolving into light, releasing you from its obligations. It's essential to remember that not all unseen forces are malevolent. Some can be allies or guides, offering wisdom, support, and protection. Your spirit guides, angels, and ascended masters are always available to assist you on your spiritual journey. Learning to discern between positive and negative entities is crucial for navigating the unseen realms safely and effectively. Positive entities emanate feelings of love, peace, and joy, while negative entities emanate feelings of fear, anxiety, or anger. Trust your intuition and always err on the side of caution. Developing a strong connection with your spirit guides can provide invaluable support and protection on your spiritual journey. But how do astrological events amplify these unseen forces? Let's look at some case studies. How does Scorpio season intensify the shadow self? How can Venus retrograde disrupt relationships? What protections are available? Scorpio season intensifies emotions and brings hidden aspects of the self to the surface, creating opportunities for both healing and vulnerability. During this time, it's crucial to confront your shadow self, the parts of yourself you've been afraid to acknowledge. This involves journaling, therapy, shadow work, and practicing radical self-acceptance. Acknowledge your fears, your insecurities, and your darkest desires. By bringing these hidden aspects of yourself into the light, you disempower them and prevent them from controlling you. During Venus retrograde, relationships can be tested, leading to conflicts, misunderstandings, and the resurfacing of past wounds. Maintaining healthy relationships requires clear communication, setting boundaries, and practicing self-love. Avoid making major decisions in relationships during this time. Focus on healing past wounds and strengthening your connection with yourself. Saturn-Neptune aspects blur boundaries, making individuals more susceptible to deception, manipulation, and spiritual illusions. Discerning truth from illusion requires critical thinking, intuition, and grounding. Be wary of anything that seems too good to be true. Trust your gut instincts and don't be afraid to ask questions. Grounding practices, such as spending time in nature, can help you stay connected to reality and avoid being swept away by illusions. Eclipse portals create intense energetic shifts that can accelerate personal transformation but also amplify vulnerabilities. Navigating eclipse portals requires self-care, meditation, and intention setting. Prioritize rest, nourishment, and spending time in nature. Meditate regularly to stay grounded and centered. Set clear intentions for what you want to manifest during this powerful time. Staying aware of these astrological cycles empowers you to proactively engage in spiritual self-care. You aren't a helpless victim of cosmic forces. You are a conscious creator, capable of navigating these energies with awareness and intention. Ultimately, spiritual protection is about personal responsibility and spiritual mastery. Are you ready to take ownership of your energetic field and create a life of empowerment and sovereignty? It starts with intention. Your intention is the rudder that steers your energetic ship. Setting clear and powerful intentions shapes your reality and creates a strong energetic field. Be specific about what you want to manifest and visualize it with unwavering belief. Write down your intentions and repeat them daily, reinforcing your commitment to creating a positive reality. Raising your vibration through positive thoughts, emotions, and actions makes you less attractive to negative influences. Gratitude, compassion, joy, and creativity are all powerful tools for raising your vibration. Surround yourself with positive influences, such as uplifting music, inspiring books, and supportive people. Practice gratitude daily, focusing on the blessings in your life. Cultivate compassion for yourself and others, recognizing that everyone is doing the best they can. Engage in activities that bring you joy and express your creativity. Self-love and acceptance are the cornerstones of spiritual protection. When you love and accept yourself unconditionally, you create a strong and resilient energetic field that is less vulnerable to attack. Practice self-compassion, treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend. Work on healing your inner child, addressing any past traumas or wounds that may be holding you back. Affirm your worthiness and your inherent goodness. Living authentically and aligning your actions with your values creates a strong and coherent energetic field. Identify your true values and make choices that align with them. Be honest with yourself and others. Express your truth with courage and compassion. When you live authentically, you radiate a powerful energy that attracts positive influences and repels negativity. The cycle of self-awareness, intention, action, and reflection is a continuous process of spiritual growth and mastery. Regularly assess your energetic field, identify any vulnerabilities, set clear intentions, take proactive steps to strengthen your defenses, and reflect on your progress. This ongoing process will empower you to navigate any challenges that come your way and create a life of joy, abundance, and fulfillment. And this is just the beginning. What if you could learn to speak the language of light, accessing higher dimensional energies for even greater spiritual power and protection? In future videos, we'll explore these advanced topics and more. Now, share your experiences, insights, and questions in the comments section. What protection techniques have worked best for you? What challenges are you facing? Let's create a community of support and collective learning, empowering each other to navigate these complex spiritual landscapes. Remember, you have the power to protect yourself and create a positive reality. You are strong, you are resilient, and you are capable of mastering your energetic field. Like, subscribe, and share this video to help spread the message of spiritual empowerment. What new level of protection and power will you embrace starting today? The journey never ends, and the possibilities are limitless. But are you truly aware of the subtle ways your own habits and thought patterns can compromise your spiritual defenses? Are you unwittingly leaving the door open for negative energies to slip through? It's time to pinpoint some specific spiritual weaknesses that may be undermining your efforts, even if you are engaging in all the techniques we've discussed so far. Because, in truth, even those of us who are most dedicated are still subject to very subtle weaknesses. How often do you dismiss that nagging feeling in your gut, that quiet voice of intuition whispering a warning? Ignoring intuition and inner guidance weakens your spiritual awareness and makes you more susceptible to deception. Maybe you rationalize staying in a relationship that feels draining, dismissing the red flags because you want to see the best in the other person, or perhaps you overrule your instincts in a business deal, lured by the promise of quick profits despite an uneasy feeling about the terms. These are all too common scenarios. Your intuition is a gift, a direct line to your higher self and the divine, and when you consistently override it, you're essentially turning off your spiritual GPS. Start paying attention to those subtle nudges, those fleeting impressions that arise from within. Spend just 5 minutes each day in quiet meditation, focusing on your breath and asking for guidance. Keep a dream journal to record and interpret the symbolic language of your subconscious. Practice mindful observation, noticing the synchronicities and subtle cues that the universe sends your way. By developing your intuition, you'll strengthen your ability to discern truth from illusion, protecting yourself from manipulative people and harmful situations. The stronger you make this pattern of awareness, the more in tune you'll be with the signs and signals being presented to you. What about the grudges you're holding onto, the resentments that simmer beneath the surface? Lack of forgiveness creates energetic blockages that weaken your auric field and attract negative entities. Holding onto anger towards a past abuser is like leaving an open wound in your energy body, creating a hook for negative entities to latch onto. These entities feed off the stagnant energy of unforgiveness, exacerbating your pain and preventing you from moving forward. It's a vicious cycle. It's time to break free from this trap. Introduce forgiveness practices into your daily routine. The Hawaiian practice of Ha'oponopono, which involves repeating the phrases, "I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you," can be incredibly powerful for releasing resentment and healing past wounds. Loving-kindness meditation, where you extend feelings of compassion and goodwill towards yourself and others, can also help to soften the heart and open the door to forgiveness. As you release resentment, you'll feel a lightness and freedom in your energy field, making you less vulnerable to negative influences. And then, there's the constant stream of negative self-talk, the limiting beliefs that you've internalized over the years. Are you aware of the insidious ways these thoughts are sabotaging your spiritual defenses? Constantly telling yourself, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never succeed," creates a self-fulfilling prophecy, attracting experiences that reinforce these beliefs. Negative self-talk acts like a corrosive acid, weakening your self-esteem, dimming your inner light, and making you more susceptible to psychic attacks. Transform your inner dialogue today. Start by identifying the negative thoughts that are running through your mind. Write them down and then challenge their validity. Are these thoughts based on truth, or are they simply limiting beliefs that you've adopted from others? Reframe these negative thoughts into positive affirmations. Instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," try saying, "I am worthy of love and success." Practice self-compassion, treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend. Cultivating a positive inner dialogue will strengthen your spiritual defenses and attract positive experiences into your life. How much are you identifying with your ego, those external markers of success and status? Excessive attachment to ego and material possessions creates a false sense of security and disconnects you from spiritual guidance. Basing your self-worth on career success or social status makes you vulnerable to feelings of emptiness and insecurity when those things are threatened. The ego is a master of illusion, convincing you that your worth is tied to external validation. To break free from this trap, cultivate detachment and connect with your inner values. Engage in practices that help you quiet the ego, such as meditation, mindfulness, and acts of service. Focus on what truly matters to you, your relationships, your passions, your spiritual growth, rather than chasing after fleeting material possessions or external recognition. As you detach from the ego, you'll discover a deeper sense of peace and contentment, making you less vulnerable to the ups and downs of external circumstances. Each of these identified weaknesses is a chink in your armor, a point of vulnerability that can be exploited by unseen forces. Each requires a specific solution, a targeted approach to restore balance and strengthen your defenses. By addressing these weaknesses head-on, you'll create a comprehensive spiritual protection plan that empowers you to navigate any challenges that come your way. But it's not just about recognizing your own weaknesses. What about the unseen influences that are constantly at play in the energetic realms? What about the subtle ways these forces can impact your spiritual well-being, even if you're not consciously aware of their presence? This is a deeper look into the hidden dynamics that shape your reality. Are you aware of the energy vampires in your life, those individuals who seem to drain your energy and leave you feeling depleted? These vampires can be conscious or unconscious, intentionally or unintentionally siphoning your vitality. A coworker who constantly complains and seeks attention, leaving you feeling exhausted and depleted after every interaction, is a classic example of an unconscious energy vampire. They may not even realize they're doing it, but their negativity is having a profound impact on your energetic field. More insidious are those who perform psychic attacks, projecting negative thought forms or sending harmful energy your way with malicious intent. Psychic attacks can manifest as sudden headaches, unexplained fatigue, or a general feeling of unease. To protect yourself from these influences, learn to recognize the signs of energy vampirism and psychic attack. Set clear boundaries, limiting your interactions with energy vampires and shielding yourself from their negativity. Practice the mirroring technique we discussed earlier, reflecting any negative energy back to the sender. Cut energetic cords to those who are draining you. What about the unseen forces in your environment, the negative portals and geopathic stress that can impact your spiritual well-being? A house built on a former battlefield or burial ground may carry residual negative energy, creating a sense of unease and disturbance. Geopathic stress, caused by distortions in the Earth's magnetic field, can also disrupt your energy flow and leave you feeling drained or anxious. To mitigate these influences, learn to identify negative portals and geopathic stress. Smudging with sage or Palo Santo can help to clear negative energies from your home. Crystals such as black tourmaline and shungite can help to absorb EMFs and protect you from geopathic stress. Energy clearing techniques such as Reiki or quantum touch can help to restore balance to your energy field. And what about the impact of technology and AI on your spiritual well-being? EMF pollution from electronic devices can disrupt your auric field, creating vulnerabilities to unseen forces. Social media algorithms that promote fear and division can influence your thoughts and emotions, leading to anxiety and polarization. Mindful technology use is more important now than ever. Limit your exposure to EMFs by turning off your devices when not in use and using EMF shielding devices. Be critical of the information you consume online, questioning the source and motives behind it. Practice grounding techniques such as walking barefoot on the earth to reconnect with nature and balance your energy field. Even your dreams can be a battleground for unseen forces. Nightmares, sleep paralysis, and other disturbances can be signs of dream realm influences. These influences can manifest as recurring nightmares featuring shadowy figures or oppressive environments. Practice dream protection by setting intentions before sleep, calling on your dream guides for assistance, and using dream symbols for protection. Before you go to sleep, state aloud, I call upon my dream guides to protect me during my sleep. I set the intention to have peaceful and enlightening dreams. Visualize a protective shield surrounding your bed, keeping out any unwanted energies. If you experience nightmares, call upon your dream guides for assistance. Ask them to reveal the meaning of the dream and to help you resolve any underlying issues. But remember, unseen forces are not always malevolent. Some can be allies or messengers, offering wisdom, support, and protection. Discernment is key. Learn to distinguish between positive and negative entities by paying attention to their energetic signatures. Positive entities emanate feelings of love, peace, and joy, while negative entities emanate feelings of fear, anxiety, or anger. Trust your intuition and always err on the side of caution. All of these strategies become even more potent when you align them with an awareness of astrological cycles. How can you leverage your understanding of astrological transits to proactively protect your spiritual well-being? What specific protection strategies can you employ during times of heightened vulnerability? That's what we'll cover next. How does Mars retrograde, for example, affect your energetic state? It amplifies aggression, frustration, and ego-driven conflicts, making you more susceptible to psychic attacks and power struggles. During this time, channel Mars energy constructively through physical activity, assertive communication, and conflict resolution. Engage in activities that help you release pent-up energy, such as exercise, sports, or dance. Express your needs and boundaries assertively without resorting to aggression or manipulation. Practice conflict resolution skills, seeking to find mutually beneficial solutions to disagreements. What about Jupiter-Neptune aspects? These can create illusions, delusions, and spiritual bypassing, making you more vulnerable to deception and manipulation. During these times, ground yourself in reality through critical thinking, discernment, and fact-checking. Be wary of anything that seems too good to be true. Question the motives behind the information you receive. Trust your intuition and don't be afraid to ask questions. And Uranus transits, these can trigger sudden and unexpected disruptions, creating emotional instability and vulnerability to unforeseen events. To weather these storms, embrace change and cultivate adaptability through mindfulness, meditation, and surrender. Practice being present in the moment, accepting whatever arises without judgment. Meditate regularly to stay grounded and centered. Surrender to the flow of life, trusting that everything is happening for your highest good. Finally, Black Moon Lilith can bring repressed emotions and shadow aspects of the self to the surface, creating opportunities for healing and vulnerability. During these times, integrate your shadow self through journaling, therapy, and shadow work. Explore your repressed emotions and shadow aspects of the self with courage and compassion. Acknowledge your fears, your insecurities, and your darkest desires. By bringing these hidden aspects of yourself into the light, you disempower them and prevent them from controlling you. By linking your awareness of astrological cycles to personalized protection plans, you empower yourself to proactively manage your spiritual well-being. You're not simply reacting to cosmic events. You're consciously engaging with them, using your knowledge to create a life of greater resilience and sovereignty. So what specific actions can you take to enhance your spiritual protection, starting today? How can you translate these insights into practical applications that strengthen your energetic field and safeguard your well-being? We'll explore some powerful techniques next. Start by creating a sacred space in your home, a personal sanctuary that provides a haven for spiritual practice and protection. This could be an altar, a meditation room, or even just a quiet corner in your bedroom. Fill your sacred space with items that resonate with you, such as crystals, candles, incense, and symbols of your faith. Set clear intentions for your sacred space, declaring it to be a place of peace, healing, and protection. Then harness the power of sound and vibration to clear negative energies, balance your auric field, and enhance your spiritual protection. Use sound healing tools such as singing bowls, tuning forks, or chanting to create a protective soundscape. Visualize the sound waves cleansing your energy field and creating a shield of light around you. Connect with nature spirits and elementals for protection, guidance, and healing. Spend time in nature, listening to the sounds of the wind, the water, and the trees. Communicate with the nature spirits, expressing your gratitude for their presence and asking for their assistance. Honor the elements earth, air, fire, and water through rituals and offerings. Explore light language as a tool for activating dormant DNA, clearing energetic blockages, and enhancing spiritual protection. Light language is a form of channeled communication that bypasses the conscious mind, speaking directly to your soul. Experiment with your own expressions of light language, allowing the sounds to flow freely from your heart. Remember, all of these protection methods are interconnected, working together to create a comprehensive spiritual toolkit. Experiment with different techniques, find what resonates with you, and create a personalized plan that empowers you to navigate any challenges that come your way. And this is just the beginning. In future videos, we'll delve into even more advanced topics, such as navigating multidimensional realities, working with ascended masters, and mastering the art of spiritual sovereignty. But before we conclude, I'd like to encourage you to share your experiences, questions, and insights in the comments section below. What challenges are you facing in your spiritual journey? What protection techniques have worked best for you? Let's create a community of support and collective learning, empowering each other to reach new heights of spiritual mastery. Never forget, you have the power to protect yourself and create a positive reality. You are strong, you are resilient, and you are divinely connected. Embrace your inherent strength and your unwavering commitment to spiritual growth. Like, subscribe, and share this video to help spread the message of spiritual empowerment and create a more conscious world. What positive change, what empowering step will you embrace today, knowing you are supported and protected? The journey is continuous, and your potential is limitless. So you're actively engaging in spiritual practices, employing various protection techniques, and aware of astrological influences. But what if, despite all your efforts, you're still feeling vulnerable? What if unseen forces are still finding a way to penetrate your defenses? The answer may lie in identifying and plugging the spiritual leaks that are constantly draining your energy and compromising your well-being. Are you unknowingly sabotaging your own protection? What unresolved traumas are still lurking in your subconscious, acting as gaping holes in your spiritual armor? Unresolved trauma and past emotional wounds act as major spiritual leaks, creating chronic vulnerabilities to negative influences. That past abuse you haven't fully processed, it can create a victim mentality, attracting further abusive situations or entities that feed off your feelings of helplessness. Those childhood wounds of abandonment or neglect. They can manifest as a deep-seated fear of intimacy, sabotaging your relationships and leaving you feeling isolated and vulnerable. These unprocessed emotions create energetic blockages that weaken your auric field, making you an easy target for negative influences. To seal these leaks, it's essential to address your unresolved traumas through trauma-informed healing modalities such as somatic experiencing or EMDR. Engage in inner child work, reparenting yourself with love and compassion. Release the emotional charges associated with past events through journaling, emotional release techniques, and forgiveness practices. As you heal your wounds, you'll strengthen your spiritual defenses and reclaim your power. What about your suppressed creativity and unexpressed potential? Suppressing creative expression and ignoring your true calling weakens your auric field and creates a sense of spiritual emptiness, making you susceptible to negative influences. That soul-crushing job you tolerate day after day, simply for the paycheck, it's not just impacting your mental health, it's also creating a massive spiritual drain. Neglecting your artistic talents or passions, it leads to feelings of depression, resentment, and a sense of being disconnected from your true self. When you stifle your creative energy, you're essentially dimming your inner light, making yourself more vulnerable to negative influences that thrive in darkness. It's time to reignite your creative spark. Identify and pursue your creative passions, even if it's just for a few minutes each day. Take a painting class, learn to play a musical instrument, write poetry, dance, or engage in any activity that allows you to express yourself authentically. Embrace the joy of creating, regardless of the outcome. As you unleash your creative energy, you'll revitalize your auric field and attract positive influences into your life. How connected are you to the natural world and the wisdom of your own body? Spending too much time indoors, neglecting physical health, and losing touch with nature weakens the connection to Earth's energy and makes one vulnerable to energetic imbalances. Living in a city apartment, rarely going outside, and relying on processed foods. It's a recipe for chronic fatigue, disconnection, and spiritual vulnerability. Your body is your temple, and when you neglect it, you're essentially weakening your spiritual foundation. Reconnect with the Earth's energy by spending time in nature. Go for walks in the park, hike in the mountains, or simply sit under a tree and breathe. Practice mindful movement, such as yoga or Tai Chi, to harmonize your energy flow. Nourish your body with whole foods, avoiding processed foods, sugary drinks, and excessive amounts of caffeine and alcohol. As you reconnect with nature and honor your body, you'll strengthen your energetic foundation and enhance your spiritual protection. Are you constantly sacrificing your own needs and boundaries to please others? Constantly sacrificing one's own needs and boundaries to please others creates energetic imbalances and attracts energy vampires. Always saying yes to requests, even when feeling overwhelmed, it's a surefire way to deplete your energy and attract individuals who will take advantage of your generosity. People-pleasing stems from a deep-seated fear of rejection and a desire to be liked, but it ultimately leads to resentment, burnout, and a weakened auric field. Time to reclaim your power by setting clear boundaries and prioritizing self-care. Learn to say no assertively without guilt or explanation. Honor your own needs and desires, even if it means disappointing others. Practice self-compassion, treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend. As you establish healthy boundaries, you'll create energetic space for yourself and attract relationships that are based on mutual respect and reciprocity. And here's a critical point. These leaks don't operate in isolation. Multiple leaks compound the overall vulnerability, creating a synergistic effect that amplifies the impact of negative influences. Unresolved trauma, coupled with suppressed creativity and compromised boundaries, creates a perfect storm of spiritual vulnerability, making you an easy target for unseen forces. Plugging these leaks is not a one-time fix. It's an ongoing process of self-awareness, self-care, and self-empowerment. But what happens when these vulnerabilities are actively exploited? What is the unseen architecture of psychic attacks, and how can you dismantle it? Are you aware of the energetic cords that connect you to others, acting as conduits for both positive and negative energy? Energetic cords act as pathways for psychic attacks, allowing negative energy to be directed towards specific vulnerabilities. That ex-partner who's still harboring resentment towards you, they may be unconsciously sending negative thoughts and emotions your way through an energetic cord connected to your heart chakra. That toxic family member who constantly criticizes and belittles you. They may be draining your energy through an energetic cord attached to your solar plexus chakra. These cords can transmit negative energy, emotional baggage, and even psychic attacks, weakening your auric field and impacting your well-being. Learn to identify and sever these cords through visualization, intention, and symbolic action. Visualize a sharp, clean blade cutting through the cord, releasing you from the energetic connection. State your intention clearly, declaring that you are reclaiming your energy and disconnecting from any negative influences. What about the negative thought forms that are constantly bombarding your mind, both self-created and collectively generated? Negative thought forms, both self-created and collectively generated, can manifest as psychic attacks, particularly during times of social unrest and fear. Being bombarded with fear-based news and absorbing collective anxiety, it can lead to panic attacks, paranoia, and a sense of being overwhelmed by negativity. These negative thought forms can latch onto your vulnerabilities, amplifying your fears and distorting your perceptions. Shield yourself from these influences by limiting your exposure to negative media, practicing positive affirmations, and cultivating a mindset of resilience. Visualize a protective shield surrounding you, deflecting any negative thought forms that come your way. Focus on gratitude, joy, and love, counteracting the effects of fear and negativity. Are you prepared to handle who or what might be watching you, feeding off of your vulnerabilities, amplifying your fears? Entities can amplify existing weaknesses and vulnerabilities, making one more susceptible to psychic attacks. That anxiety you've been struggling with. An entity may be feeding off of it, leading to amplified fears and distorted perceptions. That addiction you've been trying to break, an entity may be exacerbating your cravings, making it even harder to resist. Entities can attach to your energy field, influencing your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Identify and clear these attachments through smudging, sound healing, and calling on divine assistance. Burn sage or Palo Santo to clear negative energies from your home. Use sound healing tools, such as singing bowls or tuning forks, to disrupt entity attachments. Call on your spiritual allies, such as angels or ascended masters, for guidance and protection. Here's the counter strategy. Nullify psychic attacks in the moment by disrupting energetic connections, returning energy to sender, and breaking the cycle. If you sense you're under attack, visualize energetic barriers and invoke spiritual allies. This isn't always intentional. Often, they are unconscious projections of unresolved emotions, so respond with compassion instead of anger to break the connection. Are you prepared to handle the powerful forces that are now converging? To fully understand the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead, we must decipher the astrological weather report, paying close attention to the key transits that will shape our experiences. How will the current Saturn in Pisces transit affect your ability to discern truth from illusion? The current Saturn in Pisces transit can heighten sensitivity, blur boundaries, and create challenges in discerning truth from illusion, making individuals more vulnerable to deception and manipulation. The protection strategy here is grounding. Ground yourself in reality, practice discernment, and set clear boundaries. What about the upcoming eclipse season? The upcoming eclipse season will amplify emotions, bring hidden aspects of the self to the surface, and create opportunities for both healing and vulnerability. Prepare to navigate intense emotions, integrate the shadow self, and set clear intentions for transformation. And how will the upcoming Mercury retrograde in sign impact your communication and clarity? The upcoming Mercury retrograde in sign will distort communication, leading to misunderstandings and increased susceptibility to psychic manipulation. Employ these protection strategies, communicate clearly, listen actively, and verify information before acting on it. The current Venus-Mars aspects will influence relationship dynamics, potentially leading to power struggles, conflicts, and emotional vulnerabilities. Maintain healthy relationships, set boundaries, and communicate needs assertively. These transits don't act in isolation. Their synergistic effect requires a layered and adaptable approach to spiritual protection. So how do you build a fortress strong enough to withstand these combined forces? How do you create a spiritual sanctuary that shields you from harm and empowers you to thrive? Begin by layering multiple protection techniques to create a stronger and more resilient spiritual defense. Combine visualization, affirmations, crystals, and sacred space to create a multi-layered shield. Reinforce energetic boundaries by visualizing a mirrored shield reflecting negative energy back to the sender, while simultaneously cutting energetic cords with toxic individuals. Develop heightened awareness and discernment, enabling you to identify and avoid potential threats before they manifest. Train yourself to recognize subtle energetic cues, trust your intuition, and verify information before acting on it. Connect with your spiritual allies, angels, guides, ascended masters, and cultivate a strong connection to the divine for guidance, protection, and support. Call on Archangel Michael for protection against psychic attacks and Archangel Raphael for healing emotional wounds. Remember, spiritual protection is an ongoing practice requiring continuous self-awareness, intention, and action. And as you do this, always remember the cornerstones of resilience: self-love, self-compassion, and self-acceptance. This is your fortress. This is your power. This is your path. But what specific tools and techniques can you use to fortify your energetic boundaries and enhance your spiritual awareness. We'll delve into that next. Have you ever felt like you've walked into a wall of negativity, your senses overloaded, your mind spinning? This is the energetic crash, and it's the immediate consequence of a collapse in your spiritual protection. What does it feel like when your carefully constructed defenses suddenly crumble? Imagine walking through a crowded market, usually a vibrant experience, but suddenly the noise is unbearable, the smells overwhelming, and the energy of the people suffocating. That's sensory overload, a hallmark of a spiritual protection failure. Small sounds are magnified, familiar sights become distorted, and you're left feeling disoriented and vulnerable. Perhaps you're hit with intense anxiety for no apparent reason, a wave of panic washing over you as your mental clarity vanishes. Or you find concentrating becomes impossible, your thoughts scatter, your focus fractured, and you struggle to complete even the simplest tasks. These aren't random occurrences, these are direct consequences of a compromised auric field. This happens because without proper grounding techniques, unaddressed emotional wounds, or an imbalance in your chakras, the auric field's function deteriorates. The vulnerabilities we've discussed leave you open to the full force of external stimuli. Feeling this crash is a signal. Center yourself immediately. Use deep breathing exercises to calm your nervous system. Visualize roots extending from your feet into the earth to ground your energy, and seek solace in nature to restore your balance. Recognizing these sensations as the starting point of an energetic crash is the key to regaining control. And what happens when your auric shield weakens, leaving you exposed to the emotional turmoil of others? You experience empathic overload. Have you ever walked into a room and instantly felt the tension, the sadness, or the anger of the people around you as if it were your own? The emotions of others flood your system, overwhelming your senses and blurring the lines between your own feelings and those of others. You might experience sudden mood swings, feeling happy one moment and despondent the next, without any discernible cause. Or you might have difficulty distinguishing your own feelings from those of others, struggling to understand what's truly yours and what you've absorbed from the environment. This empathic overload stems from compromised energetic boundaries and a lack of self-awareness. You might not realize it, but without a strong sense of self and an understanding of energetic boundaries, you become a sponge, absorbing the emotions and energies of everyone around you. To protect yourself, visualize a shield of light surrounding you, deflecting any unwanted energies. Set clear boundaries, both internally and externally, stating your intention to only absorb positive and supportive energies. Practice emotional detachment, observing your emotions without judgment or attachment, recognizing that they are not necessarily your own. But what about the nocturnal realm? What happens when your spiritual protection fails while you sleep, leaving you vulnerable to nightmares and paranormal phenomena? Prepare for nights filled with terror and unease, where nightmares become vivid and recurring, featuring dark figures, oppressive environments, or unsettling scenarios that leave you waking up in a cold sweat. You might wake up feeling drained, anxious, or with a lingering sense of dread that you can't shake off. Or you might experience increased paranormal activity in your home, hearing unexplained noises, seeing shadows moving in the periphery, or sensing a presence that you can't explain. A spiritual protection collapse creates an opening for negative energies and entities to infiltrate your dreams and your environment. Unresolved trauma acts like a beacon for negative influences, while entity attachments weaken your defenses, making you more susceptible to their influence. Negative thought forms generated throughout the day, like anxiety about work, become fuel. Create a sanctuary within your bedroom by clearing negative energies with smudging. Call on divine assistance through prayer or meditation, asking for protection and restful sleep. Visualize your bedroom surrounded by a protective bubble of light. You can also place protective crystals, such as amethyst or black tourmaline, near your bed to ward off negative influences. And how do these energetic disturbances manifest in the physical body? The answer can be found in the headaches, fatigue, and digestive issues that plague those with compromised spiritual defenses. You might experience chronic headaches that are not relieved by conventional medical treatment, a persistent fatigue that drains your energy and motivation, or digestive problems that disrupt your comfort and well-being. These physical manifestations are the result of energetic blockages that occur when your spiritual protection collapses. Suppressed emotions, unresolved trauma, and a disconnect from your body create energetic stagnation, disrupting the natural flow of energy and leading to physical symptoms. Explore energy healing modalities such as Reiki, acupuncture, or massage therapy to release energetic blockages and restore physical balance. Practice mindful movement, such as yoga or Tai Chi, to harmonize your energy flow and reconnect with your body. Pay attention to your body's signals, honoring its needs for rest, nourishment, and self-care. Recognizing these signs, sensory overload, empathic overload, nightmares, and physical symptoms is crucial for initiating immediate intervention. But what happens when these interventions aren't enough? What happens when you're facing a full-blown entity breach? How do you discern the subtle nuances between different entities, understanding their signature frequencies and tactics? It's about learning to identify entity signatures. Imagine walking into a room and sensing a heavy, oppressive feeling, as if a dark cloud is hanging over you. This may indicate the presence of a shadow entity, drawn to lower vibrational energies such as fear, anger, or resentment. You might feel drained, exhausted, or overwhelmed, as if your energy is being siphoned away. Or you might experience a feeling of confusion, mental fog, or difficulty concentrating, suggesting the influence of a thought-form entity feeding off of your negative thoughts and beliefs. Perhaps you sense a feeling of coldness, unease, or a prickling sensation on your skin, indicating the presence of a discarnate spirit seeking attachment or attention. The key is to link specific entity signatures to corresponding vulnerabilities and triggers. Shadow entities thrive in environments of fear and negativity. Thought-form entities latch onto negative thought patterns, and discarnate spirits seek out individuals who are emotionally vulnerable or energetically open. Cultivate your intuition and psychic senses through meditation, energy work, and self-reflection. Pay attention to subtle energetic cues, trust your gut feelings, and learn to discern the source of your thoughts and emotions. But what immediate steps can you take when you detect an entity breach before it takes hold and wreaks havoc on your life? The key is immediate intervention. Imagine visualizing a shield of brilliant, protective light surrounding yourself, deflecting any negative energies or entities that come your way. Declare your sovereignty with confidence and authority, stating that you are a sovereign being with free will and that no entity has permission to interfere with your energy field. You must reinforce energetic boundaries by visualizing a mirrored shield reflecting negative energy back to its source. Disrupt energetic connections by severing any cords or attachments that the entity may have established. Disrupt their influence. Focus on raising your vibration through gratitude, joy, and love, creating an energetic frequency that is incompatible with lower vibrational entities. Connect these strategies to specific entity signatures and tactics. Use visualization to create a protective barrier against shadow entities, verbal declarations to assert your sovereignty against thought-form entities, and energetic boundary reinforcement to sever connections with discarnate spirits. Now, what advanced techniques can you employ to clear entities from yourself, others, and your living spaces? The key here is advanced entity clearing. Conduct a full house smudging ritual with specific intentions and prayers, using sage, Palo Santo, or other sacred herbs to clear negative energies and create a protective atmosphere. Use sound healing tools, such as singing bowls, tuning forks, or drums, to disrupt entity attachments and restore energetic balance. Call on Archangel Michael for protection and assistance, asking for his divine intervention to clear away negative entities and restore peace and harmony. Remember, intention is key. Energetic boundary setting is crucial in all entity clearing practices. You can create a protective energetic grid around your space to prevent future intrusions. Visualize a network of interconnected light beings working together to protect your home. And here's an ethical consideration. Respect the free will of the entity, avoiding any actions that could cause harm. What long-term strategies can you implement to prevent future entity breaches, ensuring lasting protection and peace of mind? Preventative measures are key. Establish a daily spiritual practice that includes meditation, prayer, and self-reflection, cultivating a strong connection to your inner guidance and divine source. Maintain a high vibrational frequency by focusing on positive thoughts, emotions, and actions, creating an energetic environment that is inhospitable to lower vibrational entities. Set clear boundaries with others, protecting your energy and avoiding situations that could leave you vulnerable to negative influences. The answer is past life regression, spiritual contract dissolution, and raising your vibration. How can your natal chart serve as a personalized threat assessment, revealing your unique vulnerabilities and challenges? It's about decoding personal astrological threats. A challenging aspect to Neptune may indicate a tendency towards illusion, deception, or addiction. The birth chart can be used as a guide. Reframe challenging aspects as opportunities for growth and self-mastery. Transform the Saturn-Moon opposition from a source of emotional repression into a catalyst for building emotional resilience and setting healthy boundaries. What specific personalized protection strategies can you derive from your astrological chart, tailoring your approach to your unique energetic makeup? The key is personalized protection. A person with a challenging Neptune aspect may benefit from working with amethyst to enhance intuition and clarity. Someone with a challenging Saturn aspect may benefit from self-compassion and setting clear boundaries. Can you rise above temporary fixes and cultivate a resilient energetic system that empowers you to thrive amidst chaos? The key is rebuilding a resilient energetic system. Cultivate inner peace and emotional resilience through mindfulness, meditation, gratitude, and self-compassion. But is individual spiritual protection enough? Or do we need a collective approach to defend against the growing darkness? Realize that collective fear, anxiety, and negativity can create a powerful energetic force that weakens individual defenses, and shift your focus from individual protection to collective responsibility. Practice collective intention and group healing. We can create a new energetic grid of light and love around the planet to counteract negative influences and support the evolution of consciousness. Embrace a new spiritual paradigm. Collective spiritual strength is the ultimate protection in a world of increasing energetic challenges. Now let's turn to how these collective forces shape your relationships and how you can navigate these dynamics with grace and resilience. Is individual spiritual protection enough? Or do we need a collective approach to defend against the growing darkness? Now, let's delve into the stages of a collapse of spiritual protection and how to defend yourself immediately. Imagine a spiral, each turn pulling you further down. That's what a collapse of spiritual protection feels like. Are you aware of the subtle signs that your defenses are weakening? It begins subtly, with a persistent feeling of unease in a particular location, like your workplace or even your own home. You might find yourself plagued by recurring negative thoughts that you dismiss as insignificant, whispers of doubt and fear that erode your confidence. Or perhaps you experience a series of minor accidents or mishaps, a dropped cup, a stubbed toe, a missed appointment that seem coincidental but are actually energetic disturbances. These are not mere annoyances. They are the universe's way of signaling that your energetic boundaries are becoming porous. When you ignore these initial warnings, when you fail to heed the gentle nudges of your intuition, the vulnerability escalates. You leave yourself vulnerable, and negative energy can easily seep into your energetic field, weakening your chakras. The solar plexus chakra, the seat of your personal power, might become sluggish, leaving you feeling insecure and indecisive. Your heart chakra could contract, making you feel isolated and disconnected from others. Strengthen your intuition by incorporating mindfulness meditation into your daily routine. Even just 5 minutes a day can make a difference. Keep a dream journal, recording any vivid or recurring dreams that may contain symbolic messages. Pay close attention to synchronicities, those seemingly random coincidences that carry deeper meaning. When you recognize and heed these early warning signs, you can take proactive steps to prevent a full-blown spiritual collapse. But what happens when you miss those initial red flags? The downward spiral continues, and the symptoms become more pronounced. Suddenly, you're experiencing chronic fatigue, feeling constantly drained of energy despite getting adequate sleep. Emotional mood swings become the norm, with sudden and unexplained bouts of sadness, anger, or anxiety. You might find it increasingly difficult to concentrate, your thoughts scattered and unfocused. These are not isolated incidents. They are symptoms of energetic draining, and they are linked to specific spiritual leaks that are weakening your auric field. Unresolved trauma acts as a gaping wound, allowing negative energies to seep in and fester. Negative self-talk reinforces limiting beliefs and sabotages your self-esteem, further eroding your energetic boundaries. Toxic relationships drain your energy and leave you feeling depleted and vulnerable. To replenish your energy reserves, prioritize grounding exercises, such as walking barefoot on the earth or visualizing roots extending from your feet into the ground. Spend time in nature, allowing the healing energy of the natural world to revitalize your spirit. And most importantly, prioritize self-care, nurturing your mind, body, and soul with activities that bring you joy and replenish your energy. And what happens when your internal energy imbalances start to manifest in your external environment? Brace yourself, because this is when things can get messy. You might experience increased conflict in your relationships, with frequent arguments, misunderstandings, and a general sense of disharmony. Financial difficulties may arise, with unexpected expenses, job losses, or a sudden downturn in your business. And perhaps most unsettling of all, you might experience unexplained technological malfunctions, your computer crashing, your phone acting up, or your car breaking down for no apparent reason. Remember, these external manifestations are reflections of internal energetic imbalances. Disharmony in your relationships reflects unresolved conflicts within yourself. Financial difficulties reflect a scarcity mindset or a lack of alignment with your true purpose. Technological malfunctions reflect energetic interference or a disruption in the flow of information. Examine your relationships, finances, and technology use for signs of energetic disharmony. Are you holding on to resentment or unforgiveness in your relationships? Are you operating from a place of fear or lack in your finances? Are you relying too heavily on technology, neglecting your connection to nature and your own inner wisdom? Take proactive steps to restore balance in these areas, and you'll begin to shift the energy in your external environment. But what if you ignore all of these warning signs, allowing the downward spiral to continue unchecked? The end result is a full-blown spiritual emergency. Severe emotional distress can manifest as panic attacks, crippling anxiety, or overwhelming depression. Mental breakdown can lead to suicidal thoughts, a complete loss of touch with reality, or a fragmentation of your personality. And a complete disconnect from spiritual guidance can leave you feeling lost, hopeless, and utterly alone, unable to access any sense of inner peace or connection. If you find yourself in this state, it's crucial to seek professional help immediately. Therapy, counseling, and psychiatric care can provide the support and guidance you need to navigate this crisis. Spiritual advisors can offer additional insights and tools for reconnecting with your inner wisdom and divine guidance. It's important to remember that seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Reaching out for support is the first step toward reclaiming your spiritual well-being. This spiral demonstrates how each stage builds upon the previous one, creating a downward spiral that can be difficult to reverse without intervention. But how can you take immediate action to stop this collapse? Imagine you're in a crisis, your spiritual protection failing. What do? You need an energetic first aid kit, immediate defensive strategies to deploy. Learn visualization. Learn verbal declarations. Master energetic boundary setting. Practice grounding exercises. Know how to call on divine assistance. Knowing these strategies and enacting them quickly is key to your survival. Think of a psychic shield as your first line of defense. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, visualize a bubble of light surrounding you. Affirm your sovereignty, I am protected. Customize your shield with specific colors and symbols. Imagine a vibrant, impenetrable barrier between you and negative influences. Strengthen that bubble, make it your own. But visualization alone isn't enough. You need a verbal firewall. Use verbal declarations to assert your energetic boundaries. Speak with conviction. Say, I am protected. My energy is my own. I am sovereign. I do not consent to this energy. Project your intention. Let your voice carry your power. And what about staying grounded in the midst of chaos? That's where the grounding anchor comes in. Visualize roots extending from your feet into the earth. Walk barefoot on the ground. Connect with nature. Use crystals and essential oils to enhance grounding. Reconnect with Earth's energy. Stabilize your auric field. Remember, defensive strategies are for protection only. Never use them to harm others or manipulate their energy. And never let them replace competent professional help. These are your immediate tools. But what tactics do those who seek to manipulate you use to exploit your vulnerabilities? Be aware, gaslighting and reality distortion are primary tactics. A manipulator denies your experiences, twists your words, shifts blame. This creates confusion, weakens your spiritual defenses. How do you fight back? Trust your intuition. Set clear boundaries. Recognize gaslighting tactics, even in social and political contexts, to avoid manipulation by larger entities. Guilt-tripping and emotional blackmail are also common. A manipulator uses guilt or shame to control you. If you really loved me, you would do this. This creates energetic imbalances, weakens spiritual boundaries. How do you resist? Communicate your needs assertively. Practice self-compassion. Recognize and avoid self-manipulation techniques. Fear-mongering and scarcity tactics are also used to control you. A manipulator uses fear of the unknown or a sense of impending doom. This creates anxiety, weakens spiritual defenses. How do you counter it? Question fear-based messages. Seek out reliable sources. Cultivate inner peace and security. Use critical thinking to identify manipulative tactics. Be alert for love bombing and idealization. A manipulator showers you with compliments, gifts, and promises early in a relationship. This creates a false sense of connection and dependence. How do you protect yourself? Be wary of excessive flattery. Take your time getting to know someone. Differentiate genuine affection from manipulative tactics. Recognizing these tactics is the first step in protecting yourself. Maintain your spiritual sovereignty. But what about long-term protection? The answer lies in cosmic level strategies. Align with universal laws. Work with light codes. Access higher dimensional energies. Master energetic sovereignty. Imagine aligning with the law of attraction. Focus on gratitude, compassion, and forgiveness. Raise your vibrational frequency. Attract abundance and harmony. Study and apply universal laws in your daily life. Align with universal consciousness to effect positive change. Light codes and frequencies can activate dormant DNA, clear energetic blockages, enhance spiritual protection. Listen to light language, meditate on sacred geometry, experiment with different codes and frequencies, channel and transmit light codes to others and the planet. Access higher dimensional energies, call on Archangel Michael for protection, connect with ascended masters for guidance, visualize a supportive community of light beings, develop a personal relationship with your spiritual guides and allies, identify your own multidimensional team of support, and above all, master energetic sovereignty, live authentically, set clear boundaries. Trust your intuition, take responsibility for your thoughts, emotions, and actions, exercise your free will, create a positive and fulfilling life, create and uphold energetic contracts that reinforce your autonomy. You are a powerful creator. You have the ability to shape your reality. Protect yourself from harm. How will you navigate the shifting energetic paradigm? The Earth is undergoing a major energetic shift, creating both opportunities and challenges. Collective consciousness is evolving. Embrace the importance of community and collaboration. Look to the future of spiritual protection, the development of new technologies, modalities for enhancing energetic well-being. Remember, you have the power to navigate the new spiritual landscape with grace, resilience, and unwavering faith. So, how does all this tie into the bigger picture, the evolving spiritual landscape that we're all navigating together? What role does community play in maintaining our spiritual defenses, and what exciting new tools and technologies are on the horizon? So as the old structures crumble and the new spiritual landscape takes shape, how do we reclaim our energetic territory after a collapse? How do we not only rebuild but become stronger, more resilient than before? First, we must assess the damage. Imagine your energy field as a garden and a collapse as a storm. What's left behind? Lingering attachments are like weeds choking the life out of your soil. These could be entity attachments, energetic cords connecting you to toxic individuals, or negative thought forms that have taken root in your subconscious. Have you considered that even seemingly innocuous habits, like repeatedly checking a former partner's social media, can create energetic cords that drain your power? To identify these lingering attachments, try pendulum dowsing over your chakras, noting any imbalances or sluggishness. Or tune into your intuition, scanning your body for areas of discomfort or unease. Do you feel a persistent pull towards a person, place, or thought pattern that you know is not serving you? That's a sign of an energetic entanglement. Once identified, these attachments must be cleared. Cord-cutting rituals, where you visualize severing the energetic connection with a specific individual or situation, can be incredibly effective. Smudging with sage or Palo Santo helps to purify your energy field and dispel negative energies. And sound healing, using crystal bowls or tuning forks, can help to restore balance and harmony to your chakras. These actions not only clear the debris, but also reinforce your commitment to maintaining energetic boundaries. Once the attachments are cleared, it's time to actively restore your auric field. Think of it as rebuilding a protective wall around your sacred space. The auric field, your energetic shield, may have tears, leaks, or weak spots following a collapse. How can you repair this vital defense? Begin by visualizing a golden light filling your auric field, sealing any tears and reinforcing its strength and integrity. Affirmations are powerful tools for rebuilding your energetic architecture. Repeat affirmations such as, "My auric field is strong, vibrant, and impenetrable," or "I am surrounded by a shield of protective light." Grounding practices, such as spending time in nature or walking barefoot on the earth, help to stabilize and strengthen your auric field. And consider incorporating crystals and essential oils into your healing practice. Crystals like amethyst, selenite, and black tourmaline are known for their protective properties. Essential oils like frankincense, myrrh, and sandalwood can help to amplify the healing and protective energies of your auric field. Do you realize that chronic stress can manifest as holes in your auric field, making you vulnerable to negative energies? Addressing stress through mindfulness, meditation, or yoga can be a powerful way to repair and strengthen your energetic shield. With your auric field restored, it's time to actively repel negative influences. Think of this as asserting your energetic sovereignty, reclaiming your personal power, and setting clear boundaries. How do you make it clear to the universe that you will no longer tolerate unwanted energies in your space? Start by firmly stating your intentions to be free from negative influences. Say aloud, "I am sovereign. My energy is my own. I refuse to engage with negative energies." Visualize a protective shield surrounding your body, deflecting any unwanted influences. Practice saying no to requests or demands that drain your energy or compromise your boundaries, and learn to recognize and disengage from negative thought patterns or conversations that perpetuate fear, doubt, or negativity. Did you know that your thoughts have the power to shape your reality? Refusing to engage in negative thoughts is an act of self-defense. Now let's look beyond the personal and focus on creating a sanctuary in your living environment. Your home should be a place of refuge, a haven from the chaos of the outside world. But what happens when negative energies infiltrate your sacred space? Cleansing and protecting your environment is crucial for maintaining energetic well-being. Smudging your home with sage or Palo Santo helps to clear out stagnant or negative energies. Sound healing tools, such as singing bowls or tuning forks, can disrupt negative energy patterns and restore harmony to your space. Setting up a crystal grid using crystals like amethyst, selenite, and black tourmaline can create a protective energetic field around your home. And consider working with nature's spirits and elementals, asking them to help you cleanse and protect your environment. Are you aware that your home is a reflection of your inner state? Clearing clutter, decluttering your space, and creating a harmonious environment can have a profound impact on your energetic well-being. Consistent practice and self-awareness are key to maintaining energetic integrity over the long term. The more you practice these techniques, the stronger your spiritual defenses will become. Are you ready to commit to a daily routine of spiritual self-care? But what if the threat isn't so obvious? What if it's disguised, masquerading as something positive or beneficial? This is where the Trojan horses come in. Spiritual bypassing, for example, is a subtle but insidious threat. It involves using spiritual concepts to avoid addressing underlying emotional or psychological issues. Instead of genuinely healing, you slap a spiritual bandage on a deep wound. Are you guilty of using affirmations to deny or suppress negative emotions, rather than acknowledging and processing them? This avoidance weakens spiritual protection and creates vulnerabilities to unseen forces. Rather than denying your anger, for example, explore its roots. Where does it stem from? What unmet needs are fueling it? Seek professional therapy or counseling to address unresolved trauma or emotional issues. True spiritual growth involves facing your shadows, not running from them. How can you differentiate genuine spiritual progress from spiritual bypassing? Unhealthy attachment to gurus or spiritual leaders can also weaken your defenses. While seeking guidance from a trusted mentor can be beneficial, blindly following their teachings without questioning or discerning their validity can create dependence and make you vulnerable to manipulation. Are you sacrificing your own intuition and inner authority at the altar of someone else's wisdom? Develop your own inner authority and trust your own intuition. Question everything. Discern what resonates with your truth and discard what doesn't. How can you recognize the signs of spiritual abuse or manipulation? Intellectualizing spirituality, focusing on intellectual understanding rather than direct experience, can also disconnect you from your body and weaken your energetic awareness. Are you spending hours reading about spiritual concepts without taking time for meditation or embodiment practices? Knowledge without embodiment is like a map without a territory. Engage in practices that promote embodiment and direct experience, such as yoga, dance, or nature connection. Feel the wisdom in your bones, not just in your mind. How can you integrate intellectual understanding with embodied wisdom? Chasing peak experiences, becoming addicted to spiritual highs, can weaken your ability to ground and sustain your own energy. Are you constantly seeking out intense spiritual experiences without cultivating a foundation of inner peace and stability? This constant seeking creates a dependence on external validation. Focus on cultivating a stable and sustainable spiritual practice rather than seeking out fleeting peak experiences. Nurture your inner peace, your sense of contentment, your connection to the present moment. What underlying emotional or psychological needs are driving your addiction to spiritual highs? These seemingly positive pursuits can become subtle weaknesses, creating vulnerabilities to more significant spiritual attacks. How will you identify and address these Trojan horses in your own life? Now, how can we use cosmic timing to our advantage? How can we leverage astrological cycles to strengthen our energetic integrity and fortify our defenses? The retrograde period is an opportunity to reassess and realign your spiritual protection strategies. Think of it as a time to review your game plan, identify what worked and what didn't, and adjust your approach accordingly. Did you experience communication breakdowns during Mercury retrograde? Review your communication patterns and identify areas for improvement in clarity, honesty, and assertiveness. Connect specific retrograde themes to corresponding protection strategies and healing modalities. For example, if you struggled with boundaries during Venus retrograde, focus on strengthening your ability to say no and prioritize your own needs. Are you using the lessons learned during retrograde to refine your approach to spiritual protection? Eclipse season is a powerful time for releasing old patterns, renewing intentions, and embracing transformation. Think of it as a cosmic reset button, offering you the opportunity to shed what no longer serves you and align with your soul purpose. Journal about emotional triggers that arose during the eclipse season. Forgive yourself and others for past mistakes. Set intentions for a more authentic and fulfilling future. What aspects of your shadow are surfacing for integration during this eclipse season? Connect specific eclipse themes to corresponding healing practices and spiritual growth opportunities. And don't forget to utilize beneficial planetary transits, such as Jupiter trines and Venus sextiles, to strengthen your energetic protection and enhance your energetic well-being. Align with positive energies, cultivate gratitude, and express creativity and joy. Use a Jupiter trine to expand your spiritual knowledge and connect with a supportive community. Use a Venus sextile to cultivate self-love and enhance your relationships. How can you strategically plan for future transits to proactively strengthen your defenses? Consulting with a qualified astrologer can provide personalized guidance. By understanding and aligning with cosmic timing, you can proactively anticipate periods of potential vulnerability and strengthen your defenses in advance. Are you ready to embrace cosmic awareness as a tool for personal empowerment? But what about long-term resilience? How do we build a spiritual immune system that can withstand whatever challenges come our way? Think of your energetic diet as the foundation of your spiritual immune system. Just as the food you eat affects your physical health, the content you consume, thoughts, emotions, media, relationships affects your energetic well-being. Are you consciously choosing to consume only positive and uplifting content, creating a protective filter against negative influences? Limit your exposure to negative news and social media. Engage with uplifting and inspiring content. Surround yourself with positive and supportive people. What techniques can you use to identify and filter out negative influences in your daily life? Regular spiritual practice is like energetic exercise, strengthening your auric field, balancing your chakras, and cultivating inner peace. Meditation, prayer, yoga, and nature connection are all powerful tools for maintaining energetic balance and resilience. Are you prioritizing regular spiritual practice as a non-negotiable part of your daily routine? Even just a few minutes of meditation each day can make a profound difference. What personalized spiritual practice can you create that fits your lifestyle and preferences? Prioritizing self-care is like giving your spiritual immune system the energetic rest it needs to recharge and repair. Adequate sleep, a healthy diet, and stress management are essential for maintaining a strong and resilient energetic system. Are you neglecting any areas of self-care in your life? Getting 78 hours of sleep each night, eating a balanced diet of whole foods, and practicing stress-reducing techniques such as deep breathing or progressive muscle relaxation are all vital for maintaining energetic well-being. What steps can you take to address any areas of self-neglect in your life? And don't forget the importance of energetic detox, regular cleansing practices to remove accumulated negative energies and restore energetic balance. Smudging, salt baths, and energy healing are all effective ways to clear your energy field and revitalize your spirit. Are you incorporating regular cleansing practices into your routine? Experiment with different cleansing practices to find what works best for you. spiritual protection is not a one-time fix, but a lifelong journey of continuous learning, growth, and refinement. Building a pattern of ongoing self-awareness and proactive engagement is key to maintaining long-term resilience. Are you committed to embracing this journey of continuous improvement, constantly learning, growing, and refining your approach to spiritual protection? This isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving in an increasingly complex energetic world. So what new technologies and modalities can further enhance our energetic well-being? Let's talk about immediate intervention. Think of it as your spiritual first aid kit, the tools you need for rapid response when your energetic defenses are breached. Imagine you're hiking in the wilderness and twist your ankle. You wouldn't wait to get back to civilization, would you? You'd reach for your first aid kit. It's the same with spiritual emergencies. Do you have the tools at hand to deal with a sudden psychic attack or an overwhelming wave of anxiety? First, grounding techniques are paramount for rapid stabilization. Grounding isn't just about feeling connected to the earth. It's about anchoring your consciousness in the present moment, short-circuiting the fight-or-flight response, and quickly re-establishing stability. Are you relying on simple grounding exercises when you need advanced techniques for intense situations? Try this. Visualize roots extending from your root chakra deep into the earth, anchoring you to the planet's core. As you inhale, draw energy up through these roots, nourishing your entire being. As you exhale, release any tension or negativity back into the earth to be transmuted. You can amplify this by physically connecting with the earth. Go outside, place your bare feet on the grass or soil, and visualize the earth's magnetic field enveloping your body. Feel the energy flowing through you, grounding you, stabilizing you. What if you are in a situation where you can't physically connect with the earth? Carry an emergency grounding kit with you. Include crystals like black tourmaline, hematite, or smoky quartz, known for their grounding properties. Add essential oils like vetiver, cedarwood, or patchouli, which can quickly bring you back to center. Rub a drop of the essential oil on your wrists or inhale deeply. When you experience sudden anxiety or feel uncentered, these techniques can rapidly restore your equilibrium. But what if the attack is more insidious, more targeted? That's when you need energetic boundary reinforcement, and here's where the mirror shield technique comes in. This isn't just about visualizing a barrier. It's about creating a reflective surface that sends negative energy back to its source. Think of it as spiritual Aikido, using your attacker's energy against them. Are you passively hopping for protection or actively deflecting negative influences? Visualize a mirrored surface surrounding your entire auric field, reflecting any negative energy back to its point of origin. As you do this, recite affirmations of sovereignty and protection. I am sovereign, my energy is my own, I am protected. The key is to set a specific intention. The energy will be reflected back harmlessly, returning only to heal. So it's not about aggression, it's about self-preservation. What if you encounter a hostile individual or sense a psychic attack? Immediately activate your mirror shield, visualizing the mirrored surface, deflecting their negativity. Maintain this visualization as you interact with them, refusing to absorb their toxic energy. This technique not only protects you, but also disrupts the cycle of negativity, potentially prompting the other person to examine their own behavior. How can you fine-tune your intention to ensure that your energetic boundaries are both protective and compassionate? Now, let's talk about verbal declarations. These are powerful tools for reclaiming energetic authority and repelling negative influences. Your words have power, particularly when spoken with conviction and intention. Are you whispering your affirmations or declaring your sovereignty? Use specific affirmations. I am sovereign, my energy is mine, only what serves my highest good may enter. Say it with force and confidence. What if you're feeling drained by a conversation or sensing an entity's presence? Immediately declare your energetic space. I reclaim my energy. I sever all energetic cords that do not serve my highest good. I am protected by divine light. You can craft personalized affirmations to declare your energetic space, tailored to your specific needs and beliefs. Find the words that resonate most powerfully with you and use them to assert your authority. Do you realize how often you give away your power through negative self-talk or passive communication? Reclaiming your voice is an act of spiritual self-defense. But what if the threat is overwhelming, beyond your ability to handle alone? That's when you need to call on your spiritual allies, invoking divine assistance for immediate protection and support during a crisis. You are never truly alone. You have access to a vast network of spiritual beings who are ready and willing to assist you. Are you forgetting to ask for help when you need it most? Call on Archangel Michael for protection, Archangel Raphael for healing, or your personal spirit guides for direction. Visualize their presence surrounding you, filling you with their loving and supportive energy. What if you are feeling overwhelmed by negative energy or experiencing a spiritual emergency? Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and call on your spiritual allies. I call on Archangel Michael to protect me from all harm. I call on Archangel Raphael to heal my wounds. I call on my spirit guides to show me the way. Then, listen for guidance. Pay attention to any thoughts, feelings, or intuitive nudges that arise. And you need to establish a relationship with your spirit guides through meditation and journaling. Ask for their names and connect to learn what they can do. But remember, your spiritual allies cannot interfere without your permission. You must ask for their help. How can you strengthen your connection with your spiritual support team? But what if, despite all your best efforts, you are still vulnerable? What if the enemy isn't an external force, but a weakness within yourself? This is where the concept of Trojan horses becomes crucial. Spiritual bypassing is one of those Trojan horses, often appearing in our lives disguised as something helpful. It's the illusion of positivity, the trap of false harmony, and it can leave you more exposed than ever. Are you using spiritual concepts to avoid dealing with your emotions? Are you trying to manifest abundance while secretly harboring resentment? Consider someone using affirmations to deny feelings of grief or anger, preventing true healing and integration. Instead of facing the pain of a past trauma, they repeat, "I am happy, I am whole, I am complete." While affirmations can be powerful, they become a form of avoidance when used to suppress or deny uncomfortable emotions. What happens to those suppressed emotions? They fester, creating a breeding ground for negative energies. They attract entities and thought forms that resonate with that frequency. It's like inviting unwanted guests into your home. So how do you avoid this? Embrace shadow work techniques for processing and integrating negative emotions. Allow yourself to feel your anger, your sadness, your fear. Explore the roots of these emotions, understand their purpose, and release them with compassion. This is how you transform your shadow into a source of strength. But what is the difference between healthily detaching and unhealthy disconnecting? Detachment versus disconnection. It's another subtle but critical distinction. Healthy detachment allows you to observe your emotions without being consumed by them, maintaining perspective and clarity. Disconnection, on the other hand, is a form of emotional avoidance, shutting down your heart and creating a barrier between yourself and others. Is it possible you're using non-attachment to justify avoiding emotional intimacy in relationships? Perhaps you tell yourself that you are enlightened and don't need close connections, while secretly longing for love and belonging. This creates vulnerabilities in the heart chakra, making you susceptible to energetic vampirism and loneliness. Others will feed on you if you don't feed yourself. So what is the solution? Cultivate vulnerability, authenticity, and healthy emotional expression. Allow yourself to be seen, to be known, to be loved. Open your heart and connect with others in a genuine and meaningful way. Practice empathy and compassion, recognizing the shared humanity that binds us all together. What steps can you take to foster greater emotional intimacy in your relationships? And what about spiritual superiority? This is one of the most insidious of the Trojan horses. It's the trap of ego inflation. It can create a barrier to genuine connection and humility, leaving you vulnerable to deception. Are you judging those who are not as spiritually advanced as you? Do you find yourself looking down on others, believing that you have all the answers? This creates a disconnect from source and fosters ego-driven actions. You become isolated, arrogant, and blind to your own flaws. So how do you avoid this trap? Cultivate humility and empathy. Remember that everyone is on their own unique path, doing the best they can with what they have. Approach others with curiosity and compassion, recognizing that you have as much to learn from them as they do from you. Seek out opportunities to serve others, putting their needs before your own. How can you cultivate greater humility and compassion in your daily life? Lastly, intellectual understanding without embodied experience creates a false sense of spiritual mastery, leaving you unprepared for real-world challenges, knowing a lot about chakras but not being able to sense or balance them. You can read all the books you want, attend all the workshops, and accumulate vast amounts of intellectual knowledge, but if you don't integrate that knowledge into your daily life, it remains just that, intellectual knowledge. It doesn't transform you, it doesn't protect you. It can leave you vulnerable to energetic manipulations. So how do you bridge the gap between intellect and experience? Engage in physical embodiment practices and direct experiential exploration. Practice yoga, dance, or martial arts. Spend time in nature, connecting with the elements. Experiment with energy healing techniques. Learn to sense and balance your chakras. Develop a deep connection with your body, recognizing it as a sacred temple. How can you integrate intellectual understanding with embodied wisdom? Now, let's dive into the shadowy realm of parasitic forces, specifically thought forms and entities. These unseen influences can exploit vulnerabilities in your spiritual defenses and wreak havoc on your life. But how do you identify the presence of these insidious forces? Negative thought forms act like energetic parasites, lingering in your mind, feeding on your energy, and influencing your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Are you aware of the constant stream of negative self-talk running through your mind? Do you obsessively worry about future outcomes or replay past mistakes? These thought forms can latch onto specific chakras, creating blockages and imbalances. Fear, for example, tends to accumulate in the root chakra, creating a sense of insecurity and instability. Self-doubt often resides in the solar plexus, undermining your confidence and personal power. Anger can fester in the sacral chakra, leading to emotional reactivity and relationship problems. What specific chakras are most vulnerable to negative thought forms in your own energy field? Cognitive restructuring, affirmations, and mindfulness practices can help you to identify and dissolve negative thought forms. Challenge the validity of your negative thoughts. Replace them with positive and empowering affirmations. Practice mindfulness to observe your thoughts without judgment, allowing them to pass without engaging with them. How can you use these tools to disrupt the power of negative thought forms in your life? But what if the problem isn't just negative thoughts? What if you are dealing with something more insidious, more malevolent? This is where entity attachments come into play. Entities are non-physical beings that can attach themselves to your energy field, draining your vitality, influencing your thoughts and emotions, and even causing physical ailments. But how do you know if you have an entity attachment? And what can you do about it? What are their signatures? How do they operate? Are you experiencing sudden mood swings, unexplained fatigue, or persistent negative thoughts? Do you feel like you are not yourself, like something else is influencing your behavior? These could be signs of an entity attachment. Entities can exploit vulnerabilities such as unresolved trauma, addiction, negative emotions, and psychic abilities. They feed on your energy, weakening your spiritual defenses and making you more susceptible to their influence. Different types of entities have different energetic signatures and tactics. Shadow entities thrive on fear and negativity. Discarnate spirits may be lost or confused souls seeking guidance. Thoughtform entities are created by collective negative thought patterns. Elementals are connected to the natural elements and can be either benevolent or malevolent. How can you discern the presence of different types of entities in your energy field? You can disrupt entity attachments using sound healing, smudging, and calling on divine assistance. Sound healing with crystal bowls or tuning forks can break up the energetic cords that bind entities to your energy field. Smudging with sage, Palo Santo, or other sacred herbs can clear out negative energies and repel entities. Calling on Archangel Michael or other divine beings can provide protection and assistance in removing entities. And it's essential to sever energetic cords with negative people, places, or situations, reclaiming your personal energy and preventing future attachments. But how do you do this effectively? How do you truly sever these ties that bind? Visualize a cord being cut with a sword of light. Burn a cord with a violet flame. Declare your freedom and autonomy. And seal the energetic wound after cutting a cord to prevent reattachment. But severing individual cords may not be enough. Entities often operate in networks, supporting and reinforcing each other. Disrupting these networks is crucial for preventing future attachments. You can use sacred symbols, light language, and planetary healing techniques to disrupt entity networks. Combine individual intention with universal healing energies. Transmute negative forces into a new healing template. By raising your vibration and aligning with divine love and light, you can create an energetic environment that is inhospitable to entities and thought forms. But how do you raise your vibration? How do you become a beacon of light that repels darkness? Cultivating gratitude and joy, embracing forgiveness and compassion, expressing creativity and authenticity, and connecting with nature and the elements. When you consistently focus on positive emotions and experiences, you elevate your vibrational frequency. This makes you less attractive to negative influences and more receptive to positive energies. What daily practices can you incorporate to cultivate greater gratitude and joy? Keep a gratitude journal. Spend time in nature. Engage in activities that spark joy. Listen to uplifting music. Spend time with loved ones. What aspects of your life bring you the greatest joy, and how can you bring more of that into your everyday experience? And by embracing forgiveness and compassion towards yourself and others, you release energetic blockages and raise your vibrational frequency. Holding onto resentment, anger, or bitterness creates energetic stagnation that attracts negative influences. Practicing forgiveness releases these blockages, freeing your energy to flow more freely. Can you forgive even the seemingly unforgivable? Practicing Ho'oponopono, the ancient Hawaiian practice of reconciliation and forgiveness, can be incredibly powerful. Repeat the phrases, "I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you," to release any negative energy and restore balance. And what about expressing your creativity and living authentically? Living in alignment with your soul purpose raises your vibrational frequency, creating a strong and coherent energetic field. Repressing your creativity or living inauthentically creates energetic dissonance that weakens your defenses. Engage in artistic pursuits. Speak your truth. Set boundaries that honor your values. Finally, by connecting with nature and the elements, you ground and balance your energetic system, raising your vibrational frequency and enhancing your spiritual protection. Spending time in nature can calm your mind, soothe your emotions, and restore your connection to the earth. What specific practices help you to connect with the elements? Walk barefoot on the earth. Breathe fresh air. Sunbathe, swim in natural bodies of water. Hug a tree, sit by a fire. Connecting with nature reminds you that you are part of something bigger than yourself, restoring your sense of belonging and connection. These actions all work together to raise your vibration. But how do you ensure that you are navigating the spiritual landscape with clarity and discernment? You must test spiritual information against your own intuition and inner guidance. Listen to your heart and trust your gut. Develop your intuition through meditation, dream journaling, and connecting with your higher self. Ask yourself, does this resonate with my heart? Does it feel aligned with my values? Does it empower me? If something doesn't feel right, don't ignore that feeling. Trust your inner guidance system. But what red flags should you be aware of in spiritual communities? What manipulation tactics should you watch out for? Be wary of love bombing, gaslighting, and control tactics. Protect your energetic autonomy. Set boundaries. Trust your gut instincts. Seek outside perspectives. How can you leave a spiritual community respectfully but firmly? The role of doubt and skepticism. Doubt and skepticism can protect you from being deceived by false gurus, misleading information, and spiritual illusions, but it must be balanced with openness. Then, you can connect with inner wisdom. It's about taking responsibility for your choices rather than relying solely on external sources of authority. By connecting with your inner wisdom, you create a personal guidance system that is tailored to your unique needs and values. But what about the larger picture? What is our role in the collective consciousness and planetary well-being? Remember the butterfly effect. It begins and ends with each individual. Show kindness, speak your truth, and take action. We have the power to heal and transmute planetary negativity, support the planet and its resources, be a planetary steward. What does all this mean? It means that we must all be on guard and act together. Are you ready to create a new energetic grid? Remember those subtle cracks in your spiritual armor we talked about at the beginning, the unresolved traumas, the unchecked egos, the spiritual bypassing? They're not just abstract concepts. They're energetic openings, vulnerabilities that can be exploited by unseen forces, like leaving your front door unlocked in a dangerous neighborhood. Are you starting to see how interconnected these weaknesses are, how they create a domino effect, weakening your auric field and leaving you susceptible to psychic attacks and entity attachments? Think of it this way: unresolved trauma weakens your root chakra, creating a sense of insecurity. Negative self-talk diminishes your solar plexus, eroding your confidence. Spiritual bypassing prevents you from processing painful emotions, creating energetic blockages that attract negative entities. But now, you're armed with the knowledge to seal those openings and reclaim your energetic sovereignty. You have the power to close and lock that front door. You now possess a powerful arsenal of spiritual self-defense techniques: grounding, visualization, boundary setting, verbal declarations, working with spiritual allies, and the ability to transmute negative energy into light. These aren't just theoretical concepts. They're practical tools you can use every day to fortify your spiritual defenses. But are you treating these techniques as mere exercises, or are you integrating them into your daily life as proactive measures to safeguard your energy? Grounding isn't just something you do when you're feeling anxious. It's a daily practice to anchor you in the present moment. Visualization isn't just a mental exercise. It's a powerful tool for creating a protective shield around your auric field. Boundary setting isn't just about saying no. It's about honoring your energetic boundaries and refusing to absorb other people's negativity. Remember, spiritual protection is a lifestyle, not a quick fix. It's about vigilance and devotion. Ultimately, your spiritual safety lies in your own hands. You are not victims of circumstance, buffeted by unseen forces beyond your control. You are powerful creators with the ability to shape your reality and protect yourselves from harm. But are you truly embodying this power, taking full responsibility for your spiritual well-being, or are you still waiting for someone else to rescue you? It's easy to fall into the trap of victimhood, blaming external forces for your problems. But true empowerment comes from recognizing your own inherent strength and taking proactive steps to protect yourself. Imagine yourself as a radiant being of light, surrounded by a protective shield of your own creation. Visualize this shield deflecting all negative energy, allowing only love, light, and positivity to enter. Believe in your own strength and trust your inner guidance. It will never steer you wrong. By taking responsibility for your own energy and spiritual well-being, you're not just protecting yourself, you're contributing to the healing of the planet and the evolution of consciousness. Every act of self-care and spiritual connection sends ripples of positivity outwards, creating a more harmonious and balanced world for all. We are all interconnected, like threads in a vast cosmic tapestry. When one thread is weakened or damaged, it affects the entire tapestry. But when one thread is strengthened and illuminated, it radiates light and healing to the whole. So let your strength be a support for the weak. Share what you've learned to create a global community of empowered and awakened beings. Can you envision a world where everyone takes responsibility for their spiritual well-being, where compassion and empathy are the guiding principles, and where love triumphs over fear. It starts with you. Remember, true power comes from love and service, not control. In all your spiritual practices, approach everything with respect, compassion, and reverence for all beings, honoring their free will and recognizing their inherent worth. Avoid actions that could harm others or manipulate their energy, even with the best of intentions. Spiritual power is a double-edged sword. It can be used for good or for ill, so wield it with wisdom, integrity, and a deep understanding of the interconnectedness of all things. By facing your vulnerabilities head-on, you're paving the way for deeper wisdom, resilience, and authentic power. Vulnerability, in truth, need not be a stop sign. Remember the initial urgency we discussed, that feeling of imminent spiritual collapse. While the threats are real, so is your power to overcome them. Equipped with the knowledge and tools you've gained from this video, you are now far better prepared to navigate the challenges ahead, to fortify your spiritual defenses, and to create a life filled with love, light, and joy. But are you ready to put this knowledge into action, to transform your fears into fuel, and to step into your full potential as a spiritual warrior? The threats are real, but so is your power to become more than you ever imagined. The path you've chosen isn't always easy. There will be times when you feel discouraged, overwhelmed, or tempted to give up. No, you're not alone. Keep moving forward with courage, compassion, and unwavering faith. The universe is always supporting you, even when it doesn't feel like it. Trust in the process, trust in yourself, trust in the power of love. The path ahead is one of continuous growth. May you always be surrounded by light, guided by wisdom, and protected by love. And so it is. So what are your next steps? This week, commit to practicing the mirror shield technique for 5 minutes each day. Or find a local spiritual community to join and share your journey with others. Maybe there's a certain cord-cutting exercise you have been putting off doing that you know will make a difference. Make a commitment to doing it. And this is just the beginning. In future videos, we'll be diving deeper into advanced entity clearing techniques, working with light language, and exploring the mysteries of multidimensional realities. The unseen realms hold limitless secrets, and we're just beginning to scratch the surface. What other topics would you like us to explore in future videos? What questions do you have about spiritual protection, entity attachments, or navigating the unseen realms? What spiritual protection techniques have worked best for you? What challenges are you facing? Share your experiences in the comments below, and let's support each other on this journey. We're all in this together, and by sharing our knowledge and experiences, we can create a powerful network of light and healing. Your insights could be the key that unlocks someone else's path to freedom. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends and family. Your support helps us continue to create content that empowers and inspires, reaching more people with this vital message of spiritual self-defense. By subscribing, you become part of a growing community of awakened beings who are committed to creating a better world. Until next time, stay in your power, stay connected to your inner wisdom, and remember, the veil is thinning, and the time to prepare is now. In our next video, we'll be talking about how to use your dreams to navigate parallel realities, so be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it.